Part 5. The fake daughter can be either salty or sweet. Author, Wu Zai. Chapter 41. Chapter 41 Come. Yang Ruimin ran over when she heard the noise. Looking at her daughters fighting together, she had evil thoughts. If this continues, Yang Zizi will definitely be dragged downstairs by Gu Xing. Although the floor is not high, if he falls, he will have to go to the hospital. Once he goes to the hospital, she will be able to control his life. Will he be able to enter the Gu family by then? It's up to her. Yang Ruimin thought of this and did not step forward to stop him. Yang Zizi glanced at the railing behind him, raised the corner of his mouth slightly, grabbed Gu Xing, and with a little force, Gu Xing was instantly thrown down the stairs. Yang Ruimin, who was watching the show, was on the verge of collapse when she saw that it was not Yang Zizi who fell, but her own daughter. Star, she ran over frantically and called the doctor frantically. Yang Zizi glanced at Gu Xing lying on the ground, as if it didn't matter to him. He has already said that as long as she does not seek death, she will not die. Gu Xing was rushed to the hospital as quickly as possible. Since Yang Ruimin and her daughter were away, Yang Zizi was also free. Brothers Gu Zixi and Gu Zhaozhao didn't come back in the middle of the night. They were probably called to the hospital. Gu Xing was considered lucky. She woke up the next day and made a lot of noise to go home. Yang Ruimin couldn't bear it, so she sent her home to be cared for by a private doctor. You pushed Xing to fall downstairs yesterday. The night Gu Xing went home to recuperate, Gu Zixi came over to question her face to face. Yeah, what's wrong? Yang Zizi replied casually while eating some fruit. Then you're not injured, are you? Gu Zhaozhao looked her up and down worriedly. Yang Zizi was also shocked. Shouldn't the two brothers fight with her like last time? How could they still be worried about his safety? It's okay, Yang Zizi shook his head in a fugue state. It's okay, Gu Zixi patted her chest and breathed a sigh of relief. Yang Zizi, how dare you come back? Yang Ruimin was furious and looked like she was going to eat someone. Mom, don't be impulsive. Gu Zixi protected Yang Zizi behind her. Get out of my way and let me teach her a lesson. Mom, don't be impulsive, my sister didn't do it unintentionally. Gu Zhaozhao pulled Yang Ruimin. Unintentionally, do you know, he almost killed my daughter. Yang Ruimin was crying and screaming, and it seemed that she would never give up until Yang Zizi paid the price. Mom, didn't the doctor say that you only need to rest for a few days and everything will be fine? Yang Ruimin glared at Gu Zixi. Is this still his son? He actually spoke for an outsider in front of her. As expected of mother and daughter, they both like to play tricks of exaggeration. I'm sleepy. You guys can chat slowly. Yang Zizi yawned. Yang Ruimin's anger increased even more when she saw her unrepentant apology. Yang Zizi, if you don't apologize to Xing, I will never let you go. Yang Ruimin vented her anger by punching and kicking in the air. Mom, please calm down. Go away, how could I give birth to you two unfilial sons? Yang Ruimin pushed her son away in disgust. I don't know what's going on, but even my own son has started to turn towards Yang Zizi. Yang Zizi passed by Gu Xing's room. Humph, work hard. Yang Zizi, stop here. Gu Xing's angry voice came from inside. Why, you're looking for trouble again? Yang Zizi held her arms and didn't even bother to look at her. Gu Xing seemed to be frightened. He clutched the quilt tightly with trembling hands and did not dare to speak. End of this chapter. The fake daughter can be either salty or sweet. Author, Wu Zai. Chapter 42. Chapter 42 Activating Another Superpower. Yang Zizi came home from school and found that the front door was heavily guarded. There were 5 or 6 big men in black suits guarding the door. The corners of Yang Zizi's mouth raised slightly. This trick must have been thought up by the mother and daughter. Ms. Yang, the young lady has given instructions. You are absolutely not allowed to enter the Gu family without her permission. The young lady said, unless you kneel in front of the Gu family door for 3 days and nights to apologize to the eldest lady. Apologize, even if she deserves it, I'm really afraid of shortening her life. Get out of the way, Yang Zizi said angrily. He didn't want to take action today because he promised Lun Chenchi not to use superpowers. Ms. Yang, if you want to force your way in, don't blame us for taking action. Several bodyguards were fully armed. To be honest, Yang Zizi would still be a little scared if he didn't use his superpowers. A good man will not suffer immediate losses, so he should retreat first. He didn't believe that these little minions could control her. Yang Zizi looked around. Yang Ruimin was really thoughtful. He was afraid that she would climb over the wall, so he asked bodyguards to surround the entire villa. Even brought a few police dogs to smell him. I really hope he can unlock a new superpower, even better if it's invisibility. But how is this possible? Her superpowers are already looming. No matter, let's break in. If we are discovered, my brothers will deal with the consequences. Yang Zizi was about to break out of the siege when he suddenly realized that none of the bodyguards seemed to be able to see her. What is going on? Has my wish come true? What kind of magical luck is this? Yang Zizi was finally able to walk into the Gu family through the front door with a swagger. Very proud. Ms. Yang, how did you get in? As soon as we arrived in the hall, the housekeeper started yelling. What? It was discovered so quickly. This invisibility technique was too perfunctory. Yang Ruimin ran out when she heard the sound. When she saw Yang Zizi, she was angry and angry. How did you get in? The mountain people have their own clever ideas, Yang Zizi said proudly. Okay, since you want to stay at Gu's house so much, I will let you come and go without coming back. Come and lock her in the basement. Several tough men then carried her away easily. Yang Zizi wanted to use his superpower, but his superpower failed to live up to expectations and actually failed at this critical moment. Yang Zizi has no ability to resist and can only stay in the basement and fight wits and courage with the mice. The basement was extremely damp and the musty smell was extremely strong. Yang Zizi could not sleep well all night. I didn't expect that there would be such a messy place in the basement of the Gu family villa. No, her noble body cannot stay here and suffer. He must get out. But, this is the basement, who can hear his shouts? Hey, we can only wait for the superpower to recover. Come on, Xing Xing, it's time to drink the medicine. Yang Ruimin fed the prepared medicine to Gu Xing Xing. Mom, where is that girl Yang Zizi? Gu Xing Xing asked. He has been imprisoned in the basement by me. Don't worry, I will send him away early tomorrow morning and he will never set foot in the demon city again. Gu Xing Xing smiled proudly. As soon as Yang Zizi leaves, everything will go back to the original point. Grandpa and Grandma will still pamper him alone, and he will be his for the rest of his life. You want me to leave? It's not that easy. Yang Zizi's voice came in. The mother and daughter turned their heads and found Yang Zizi leaning against the door, holding hands unharmed, looking at them with disdain. Yang Ruimin was so frightened that the bowl broke to the ground. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The fake daughter can be either salty or sweet. Author, Wu Zizai. Chapter 43. Chapter 43. A fire burned down the basement. How did you get out? Yang Zizi laughed. Of course I have many ways to trap me, huh, what a joke. No, madam, there's a fire in the basement. The servant hurried over to report. What? Yang Ruimin was shocked and ran out of the room quickly. Yang Zizi, what have you done? I advise you not to move, otherwise you may have to use a wheelchair for the rest of your life. Yang Zizi looked at him jokingly and said. What on earth do you want to do? Gu Xing stared at him fiercely. That's what I should ask you. Humph, our purpose is very simple. As long as you leave the Gu family, everything will go smoothly. If you insist on staying in the Gu family, then don't blame us for being rude. Gu Xing spoke too excitedly, which tore the pain in his body that had not yet recovered. Wound. Gu Xing, what's yours is yours after all, no matter how you what's not yours, it's all in vain, so, I advise you to be kind, otherwise. You are a country girl, what can you do to me? Now that Grandpa and Grandma Gu are away, she naturally dares to show off in front of her. Of course I won't do anything to you, because you are not worthy of me to do it myself. After Yang Zizi said this, he turned around and left. Yang Zizi looked at the servants who were struggling to put out the fire. It was Yang Ruimin who was solely responsible for this. It was not good to offend anyone, but she, Yang Zizi, was offended. What's going on? Why is there a fire? It happened that at this time, the two brothers Gu Zixi and Gu Zhaozhao came back. Brother, it's all because of her. Gu Xing walked out with the help of the servant, accusing Yang Zizi that this was her fault, it was her who burned down the basement. Gu Xing, could you please be quieter? Brother, my sister has gone too far. He obviously wanted to burn me and my mother to death. Gu Xing coquettishly held the hands of the two brothers Gu Zhaozhao, aggrieved, as if asking her brother to seek justice for her. Being coquettish? Who doesn't? Brother, there's such a big fire in the basement, Zizi is really scared. Yang Zizi deliberately knocked Gu Xing away, imitating the sound of Gu Xing's tea and acting coquettishly with them. It's okay, brother is by Zizi's side, don't be afraid, the fire will be put out soon. Gu Zixi touched Yang Zizi's head and comforted her lovingly. Gu Xing on the side was so angry that he almost went crazy. Yang Zizi glanced at Gu Xing proudly, comparing tea with her, she would be better than her. Yang Ruimin walked over from the direction of the basement. Judging from the way she breathed a sigh of relief, it was probably that the fire had been put out. Mom, are you okay? Gu Zixi and his brothers walked over and asked worriedly. Yang Ruimin was still in the mood to answer their questions. She looked at Yang Zizi with wide eyes, as if she had some deep hatred for her. After the basement was burned down by Yang Zizi, Yang Ruimin became more and more dissatisfied with his attitude, but he could no longer do anything to her. He was afraid that death would be brought upon him again. The Gu house was finally quiet for a long time. Gu Xing seemed to be sitting quietly in his room recuperating, but he was worried in his heart. Why is Yang Ruimin suddenly so quiet these days? Could it be that she has given up? The more Gu Xing thought about it, the more anxious he became. It seemed that Yang Ruimin was probably unreliable. As his injury got better day by day, he planned to take back everything that belonged to her. End of this chapter. The fake daughter can be either salty or sweet. Author, Wu Zizai. Chapter 44. Chapter 44. I want to watch it myself. Hey, help me find some people who can do things quickly and accurately, the price is whatever you want. Gu Xing stood in front of the floor-to-ceiling window, not knowing who he was talking to, and seemed to be planning something. The person on the other side of the phone agreed without hesitation. The person on the other side of the phone believed in her so much that it seemed like they were old acquaintances. Today is no exception. After school, the brothers escorted Yang Zizi to look back home. Gu Xing sat in his seat and watched them leave, with a proud smile on his lips. The fun is about to begin. Gu Xing picked up the phone, turned on the camera, I want to watch her die in person. From the camera, it can be seen that the people she sent have successfully caught up with Yang Zizi's car, and it seems that they have not been discovered yet. Sister, Grandpa and Grandma Gu are not at the Gu family. Why do you still want to live in the Gu family? Otherwise, you can live with us these days. Anyway, Lun Chenchi and brother will be back soon, Gui Chen Chen said. Okay, let's go live at my brother's house. Staying at Gu's house these days has indeed become a lot more boring. It's really boring to eat and sleep in a regular way. She hasn't had as much fun as she did a few days ago. Maybe Yang Ruimin feels that she has suffered a big loss and doesn't dare to do anything to her anymore. On the way home, the four siblings were laughing and joking, not realizing that there were several black cars following them. The car started to drive onto a bridge. The car behind him began to accelerate, trying to knock the two cars that had been following him into the sea. Yang Zizi was the first to notice that the two cars behind were approaching their car quickly. Yang Zizi was frightened, and with a strong desire for survival, he loudly reminded Gui Yunyu, who was driving, "Ah, brother, the car behind is out of control." The brothers didn't seem to care, and humans had even hurt them. He easily dodged the car behind him, but was attacked by the two cars on the left and crashed into the guardrail. The guardrail broke instantly. There was another car behind the two cars on the left. It gave a little boost, and Yang Zizi and the brothers fell into the sea together with the car. Gu Xing looked at the camera and realized that her goal had been achieved. This time, even the gods might not be able to save her. It's so satisfying. Gu Xing put away his cell phone proudly and walked out of the classroom. The rough men who completed the task did not take it seriously and drove away from the scene. Someone started to make a commotion at the scene of the crime. They watched the perpetrators escape without anyone taking note of the license plate numbers of the cars. At this time, the camera on the bridge also broke down. When Gu Xing returned home, he lay down comfortably on the bed and watched the video on his phone. He felt happy no matter how much he watched it. Now, no one can take anything away from her, otherwise, the end will be the same as Yang Zizi. At this time, Yang Ruimin knocked on the door of Gu Xing's room. Xing. Why are you back so late today? Gu Xing sat up instantly and put away his phone in a panic. He must not let Yang Ruimin know that she sent people to kill Yang Zizi. Although he also hates Yang Zizi, he has always been a weak and good girl in front of the Gu family. If they know that if she is stained with their biological daughter's blood, she will definitely be more or less taboo against her. Mom, I have a lot of work today, so I stayed at school for a while. I'm a little tired now and want to take a rest. Okay, then you have a good rest. Yang Ruimin walked downstairs and stood at the door and looked around. He didn't know what he was expecting, but he always felt inexplicably uneasy. End of this chapter. The fake daughter can be either salty or sweet. Author, Wu Zizai. Chapter 45. Chapter 45. My heart suddenly hurts. Mr. Gu and his wife didn't know who. They heard that Yang Zizi had been staying at Gu's house for the past few days, so they rushed back without stopping. However, when they came back, they were very disappointed. Didn't I say that my precious baby is at the Gu family? Where is the person? Yang Zizi was away, and Grandpa got into a temper. Mom and Dad, I don't know either. Yang Zizi has never come back. Have you called me to ask? Yang Ruimin lowered her head uneasily and called. She didn't even know how to call her phone number. Grandpa and Grandma, I've already called her, but the phone is turned off. Gu Xing stood aside, holding Yang Ruimin's arm to comfort her. You are in the same class as Zizi, so you should know where he went. Grandpa Gu's attitude towards Gu Xing was gentler than before. Grandpa, I don't know about this. I have a lot of homework today and I came back late. I don't know where my sister has gone. Dad, please stop asking Xing. She has no obligation to watch Yang Zizi 24 hours a day. Seeing Mr. Gu questioning Gu Xing like a prisoner, Yang Ruimin felt very uncomfortable. Today at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, a car crash occurred on the Chang'an Bridge. A luxury sports car was hit into the sea. Now the car has been fished out, and the people in the car have not been seen. However, The victim's student was found in the car. Certificate. The student ID card was released, and the name on it was clearly written Yang Zizi. Grandma Gu fainted on the spot when she saw the name. Mr. Gu was calling for an ambulance and for someone to find his granddaughter. He was on the verge of collapse. The perpetrator has escaped and the police are pursuing them with all their strength. Grandma Gu was taken to the hospital. Mr. Gu made sure that his wife was fine before taking his son and leaving anxiously. "Mom, don't be sad, Grandma will wake up soon." In the VIP ward, Yang Ruimin and her daughter were sitting on the sofa. Gu Xing comforted Yang Ruimin. "Mom is worried about Zizi. You said everything was fine, but why did she get into a car accident? No matter how the results of the paternity test are, she is still her biological child. Even if she doesn't like her, she will still feel distressed." "Mom, don't worry, Sue has the same name, it can't be such a coincidence." "But the photo." Yang Ruimin finally couldn't control her tears. She regretted her bad attitude towards Yang Zizi a few days ago and her idea of driving her out of the Gu family. "God, please, please protect my daughter." Yang Ruimin clasped her fingers together and prayed silently. What a haunting bitch, even dead, and still tormenting so many people. However, soon, he will be forgotten by everyone. Mr. Gu and his men fished at the beach for a long time but there was no news. The two Gu brothers circled the sea but did not see Yang Zizi. At first some people became impatient and fished at the beach for 3 days and 3 nights. Mr. Gu was reluctant to even give him time to eat. He had a very bad attitude and told them to give an explanation. The hired people began to want to give up. In such a big sea, who wouldn't know that there are ferocious animals like sharks at the bottom of the sea? After fishing for so long, I didn't even get a single hair out. It must have been swallowed by a shark. You. Mr. Gu's face became angry, and he subconsciously wanted to tear the man's mouth open. Just as the hired men were about to start evacuating, something suddenly seemed to come up. That's right. It's a corpse, so cold that it has no temperature. But the corpse was soaked in sea water and its appearance was no longer visible. The body was quickly sent to the hospital for verification. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The fake daughter can be either salty or sweet. Author, Wu Zizai. Chapter 46. Chapter 46. People on a boat. The autopsy results have come out, and there is no doubt that the body is that of Yang Zizi. Mr. Gu stared at the results of the examination and fainted. He had a heart attack and was immediately sent to the ICU ward for rescue. How is this possible? How could my sister leave us? Gu Zixi and Gu Zhaozhao could not accept this reality. Gu Xing, who was on the side, even showed off his acting skills, looking in agony, unable to believe that all of this was happening. At the same time, he was very strong in comforting his parents and brothers. "Mom, Dad, brother, don't be sad. My sister doesn't want to see you feel sad for her in another world." Gu Xing tried his best to squeeze out a tear. As to the cause of Yang Zizi's death, no one placed any doubt on Gu Xing. "If I knew who did it, I would definitely kill him." Gu Zhaozhao hit the wall in a circle. Gu Xing was shocked, but he recovered quickly. In the past few days, the two brothers Gu Zhaozhao often ran to the police station to assist the police in handling cases and find out who dared to touch his sister. However, there was no progress for several days. The perpetrators seemed to have arranged their plans so seamlessly that they could not be traced at all. According to the regulations, Gu Xing gave a one-time payment of 10,000 yuan to the rough men who worked for her, which was what was left of her pocket money for several months. But what he didn't expect was that a week later, these people actually called him again and asked him to give him more. He lost what he gave last time, so they treated it as hush money. If he didn't give it, they would tell him about it. Go out. You are crazy. If you tell this matter, will it be good for you? Gu Xing really couldn't understand these lunatics. They were ordinary people. If they reported her, they would have a way to live. We don't care anymore. Life is boring if you don't have money anyway. It's worth it to accompany the eldest daughter of the Gu family to jail. The other party didn't care at all and said with a smile. They seemed to have caught on to her weakness. She, the eldest daughter of the Gu family, would not ruin her life for such a small amount of money. Gu Xing took a deep breath and said patiently, "How much do you want?" 5 million. Gu Xing went crazy, thinking she was a bank. How can I get you so much money? He had no money at all now, and he gave her all the rest of his 1 million monthly pocket money except what she spent. They are. Your family can definitely pay off all the banks in the country. It seems that the other party has already taken control of her family's wealth. Okay, give me a week and I'll put you on the card. Gu Xing could only endure it for now. After hanging up the phone, Gu Xing slammed the phone to the ground. What kind of dirty person did she find? This is the first time in her life that the eldest daughter of the Gu family has been threatened with her wealth and life. Star, are you okay? Yang Ruimin heard the sound of the phone being thrown and hurried over to ask. I'm fine, I just accidentally knocked something over. Gu Xing calmed down and said calmly. Xing, don't be too sad. Mom has already lost a daughter, and she can't lose you again. Gu Xing walked over and opened the door. Yang Ruimin hugged her and cried miserably. At this moment, Gu Xing's heart was cold. Although Yang Ruimin had taught her for more than 10 years, he was unmoved and even disgusted by the painful Yang Ruimin. End of this chapter. The fake daughter can be either salty or sweet. Author, Wu Zizai. Chapter 47. Chapter 47, Seeking Justice for the Original Owner. Mom, I want 5 million. Gu Xing hesitated for a long time and finally spoke. Yang Ruimin was shocked for a while, then smiled and agreed, okay. Gu Xing was also stunned for a while. Why didn't he ask her why she needed 5 million at once? This was his pocket money for nearly half a year. Get it together, let's go to the hospital to bring my grandparents back and let Dr. Park take care of them. Yang Ruimin is a very considerate woman. He knows that his grandparents love home and don't like the smell of medicine in the hospital, so he decided to take his parents home and take care of them under the care of his private doctor Dr. Park and his professional team. Good. Seaside. Suddenly a human head emerged from the sea, and the girl slowly walked ashore, exhausted. She seemed to be dragging something behind. When she walked ashore, she realized that she had dragged 3 boys with her. Yang Zizi finally breathed a sigh of relief after landing. He never knew that vampires couldn't swim. She was really tired. Fortunately, he could swim and had amazing strength. Otherwise, they would all be drowned by the sea water. Not long after, the brothers finally woke up. Meanwhile, Yang Zizi lay on the beach and fell asleep. The 3 brothers had the same idea. Looking at Yang Zizi lying on the beach, they burst into tears instantly. Younger sister. Still alive. Yang Zizi put his hands on his hands and closed his eyes and said helplessly. The brothers finally breathed a sigh of relief. Yang Zizi's stomach suddenly growled. He is hungry. Let's go have a seafood dinner. Yang Zizi suddenly stood up and walked straight in one direction. The brothers followed like bodyguards. This time happens to be mealtime, but according to the habits of the original owner's adoptive parents' house, lunch should still be prepared now, just in time for a full meal. Since he has taken so much money from the Gu family, he must have something good to eat. Grandma was sitting at the door of her house, looking pitifully like a lonely old man. When she saw Yang Zizi approaching, she stood up in disbelief, with a smile on her face. Zizi, Grandma called his name in surprise. Yang Zizi didn't know why her grandma was suddenly so kind to her. According to the memory of the original owner, he had abused the original owner a lot since he was a child. Is it because the uncle and the others turned against each other after taking the money, or is it because she is not used to the original owner not being around to handle all the housework for her? As soon as the aunt who had just brought out the braised prawns saw Yang Zizi, her expression began to change from shock to fear, and then she forced out a stiff smile. "Why are the seeds here?" The eldest uncle and cousin also ran out after hearing the sound. Seeing Yang Zizi, I was also surprised. "Zizi, come on, sit down. I don't know how to say hello in advance when I come back." The uncle warmly invited her to sit down. The cousin felt very uncomfortable when she saw her, but when she saw the teenagers standing behind Yang Zizi, she suddenly became shy. Since Yang Zizi is here, he has to seek justice for the original owner. He has occupied the original owner's body for so long and has not repaid him properly. I came here this time to ask my cousin to sincerely apologize to me and kneel on the beach for 3 days and 3 nights. The eldest cousin was immediately frightened and turned pale. "Yang Zizi, don't think that you can be arrogant now that you are the eldest daughter of the Gu family. My daughter has done anything to offend you and she must apologize to you." The eldest aunt glared at Yang Zizi with glaring eyes. End of this chapter. The fake daughter can be either salty or sweet. Author, Wu Zizai. Chapter 48. Chapter 48 is a huge amount of information. You should ask your daughter what she did to me. The eldest cousin's Wan Weiwei started to feel a little scared. She didn't expect that after so long, Yang Zizi would come back to settle the score with her. "Miss Gu, don't be angry. If your cousin does something sorry for you, I will definitely let her apologize to you according to your request." The eldest uncle on the side is naturally an understanding person. Offending Yang Zizi is equivalent to offending the entire Gu family. It will become a troublesome thing if you want to make some money in the future. Ruoyui, if you haven't done anything, speak out boldly. If you have really done something to hurt your cousin, then sincerely apologize to her. Your cousin is kind-hearted and will definitely forgive you. Yang Zizi rolled his eyes. People are beautiful and have a kind heart. It is true that people are beautiful and have a kind heart. He doesn't want to get the reputation. She looked at the acting skills of this big family with cold eyes. In fact, they knew better than anyone else what their children had done, but they just chose to pretend to be deaf and dumb in order to maintain the relationship. "I'm sorry. I shouldn't hurt you, but my cousin instructed me to do all this. It was all her idea. She wanted to kill you." The eldest cousin frantically wanted to shirk responsibility. "Don't worry, none of you can escape." At night, Yang Zizi stood on the shore and looked at his cousins who were kneeling on the beach and being beaten by huge waves. The soul of the original owner should also be comforted, and those who hurt him should also receive the punishment they deserve. Uncle and the others are standing by, ready to rescue my cousin who is accidentally swept away by a huge wave. "Sister, I think you are too kind. People like this should have their blood sucked dry." Gui Chen looked at the person who had bullied Yang Zizi and said angrily. "Does it mean that my sister will become kind if she enters the body of a kind person?" Gui Yi suddenly said this unconsciously. Yang Zizi looked at them carefully. The amount of information in this sentence was not ordinary. They seemed to know more than she did. Gui Yi realized that he had said the wrong thing, and faced the accusing looks from the two brothers. He began to become uneasy. "What did you just say?" Yang Zizi threatened Gui Yi to speak clearly. "Tell me everything you know, otherwise you will never see your sister again in the future." "Sister, now is not the time. I will tell you when you recover your memory." "No, I want to know now." When the younger sister loses her temper, the brothers become soft-hearted. "We know that my sister's current body is the body of the real eldest daughter of the Gu family," Gui Yi said. "We also know that your body seems to be being preserved by a mysterious person." Gui Yi and Gui Chen were shocked. "Is this kid Gui Yunyu a fool?" Such heavyweight words have been revealed, so don't you just need to tell your sister what she knows? In other words, her own body is still preserved, and she still has a chance to return to her own body. It's just that even my brother and the others don't know who this mysterious person is, so it seems a bit difficult to find him. You should know how I died. The brothers collectively shook their heads. If we knew who killed you, the murderer would have been dead long ago. The brothers have been looking for the murderer for a long time, but there have been no clues. However, they have recently been able to rule out that the person who killed Yang Zizi was not a human. Perhaps the murderer also knew Yang Zizi's identity, so he tried every means to kill him. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. The fake daughter can be either salty or sweet. Author, Wu Zizai. Chapter 49. Chapter 49 Being Heard. What Gu Xingxing never expected was that in just 3 days, the rough men began to threaten her again, asking him to transfer another 10 million to them. It seemed that their ambitions were getting more and more arrogant. Gu Xingxing was anxious and angry. If he had known this, he should have found someone to do things for her. Well now, we have a big trouble. Miss Gu, I only give you 1 day, and you must transfer 1,050 to my account before this time tomorrow. I've told you, I have no money. I have already given you 15 million. What do you want? Gu Xingxing was extremely angry. Before he could return to his old life, he was tortured to death by these gamblers. No money? Miss Gu, you are the eldest lady of the Gu family. How much money do you need? My brothers all think I am short. Gu Xingxing took a deep breath. I told you, I have no money. Even if I had money, I wouldn't give you such vile things. Gu Xingxing was forced to curse. Okay, Gu Xingxing, you have the guts. Tomorrow morning, just wait for the news that you killed Mr. Gu's biological granddaughter to be announced to the world. After saying this, the other party hung up the phone angrily. At the same time, the crisp sound of a cane falling to the ground suddenly came from outside the room. Gu Xingxing instantly felt that the sky was about to fall. It's Mr. Gu. Gu Xingxing hurriedly gathered his emotions and trotted to open the door. Grandpa, why are you here? Mr. Gu's blood-red eyes stared straight at Gu Xingxing, his hands were trembling, and his mouth was open, not knowing what he wanted to say. Grandpa, you haven't recovered from your illness yet. The stars will help you go back to your room to rest. Gu Xingxing helped Mr. Gu back to the room. Why do you want to hurt Xizi? Mr. Gu finally spoke. Gu Xingxing flashed like thunder above his head. Mr. Gu finally heard it. Then it's not like she is pretending to be a gentle and good girl. Anyway, in front of Mr. Gu, no matter how perfect he does, he can't like her, just because she is not his granddaughter. Gu Xingxing turned his head, looked at him, and said, since you already know, I won't explain. Yes, I killed Yang Zizi. He should have lived an ordinary life in the countryside, but you want to take him back and take away everything from me, so you are the one who killed Yang Zizi. I was just protecting my own things. Gu Xingxing not only had no regrets, but felt that it was natural. You beast, I should have never taken you back in the first place. Regret? It's too late. Ha ha ha, Gu Xingxing laughed proudly. You. Mr. Gu clutched his chest. He was so excited that he fainted from a heart attack. Grandpa, have a good sleep. All the pain will be gone soon. Gu Xingxing left Mr. Gu's room proudly. In the corridor, Gu Xingxing met Su Zhang, one of the members of the private doctor team who came to deliver medicine. Su Zhang saw Gu Xingxing and lowered his head instantly, with a clear blush on his delicate and fair face. Su Zheng successfully joined the Gu family's personal doctor team right after graduating from university because of his superb medical skills. It has been a year and a half now. Gu Xingxing smiled and greeted Su Zheng. "Brother Su Zheng, are you here to deliver medicine to my grandpa?" "Yes, that's right." The shy big boy couldn't help but touch the back of his head, not daring to look directly at her. End of this chapter. The fake daughter can be either salty or sweet. Author, Wu Zizai. Chapter 50. Chapter 50, Cutting the Grass. "Brother Su Zheng, you have really worked hard during this time and have taken good care of my grandfather." Gu Xingxing thanked him with a smile. The young man was praised by the goddess and instantly became extremely happy. "This is what I should do. You go and have a rest first. I'll just send the medicine over there." Gu Xingxing took the medicine in his hand and turned around and walked towards Mr. Gu's room. Su Zheng looked at Gu Xingxing's back, as if he saw a pure angel, the eldest lady of the Gu family, gentle and considerate, filial, excellent, and perfect. It would be hard for any man not to be moved by her when he sees her. Su Zheng suddenly remembered that he had not told Gu Xingxing how to take the medicine, so he quickly chased after him. When he was about to open the door to remind Gu Xingxing how to take the medicine, he saw Gu Xingxing through the crack in the door putting it into the medicine bowl. "Put white powder." As soon as he smelled it, Su Zheng knew it was poison. He didn't know what to do. He could only watch as Gu Xingxing fed Mr. Gu to drink it spoonful by spoonful. He never thought that the girl in his heart would have such a dark heart that even his own grandfather would not let her go. Gu Xingxing looked at Mr. Gu proudly, put down the medicine bowl, and took away the paper on the bottom of the bowl to prevent fingerprints from getting on the bowl. When Gu Xingxing was about to turn around and leave, he suddenly found a person standing at the door looking at him. When he saw clearly who this person was, he breathed a sigh of relief. He is very confident that Su Zheng will never tell others what he saw, because she has always known that Su Zheng has been secretly in love with him, but the gap between the two is too big, and the low self-esteem Su Zheng never dared to come forward to express his love, but could only watch her silently from a distance. Gu Xingxing pulled Su Zheng into the yard. "Why do you do that? You are so kind." Su Zheng felt like his heart was cut by a knife. He couldn't believe that the girl standing in front of him was the goddess he longed for. "Kind, maybe I was before, but now, having lost everything, I can no longer be as kind as before, because kind people also need edge." Gu Xingxing shouted. She had pretended to be a good girl for so long, but he still couldn't get any sympathy from Mr. Gu. Now she is tired and she really can't pretend anymore. "Then you can't kill Grandpa Gu." Although Su Zheng was disappointed with her, he still loved her. "If you know too much, you will naturally have to get rid of it." Su Zheng looked at Gu Xingxing, a little scared. It was not because he was afraid of killing Gu Xingxing because he saw him killing Mr. Gu, but because he couldn't imagine that a gentle and kind girl had her palms and backs covered in blood. "Don't worry, I won't kill you as long as you do me a favor. I will be kind to you, just like I was kind to you in Chenchi." Gu Xingxing's seductive voice made Su Zheng's heart flutter. Really, he was completely fascinated by the girl in front of him, and couldn't tell right from wrong. "Of course, as long as you admit in front of everyone that you killed Grandpa, then I will be yours." Gu Xingxing hooked Su Zheng's neck. Su Zheng was completely immersed in it. He could not believe that he had the opportunity to have such close contact with Miss Gu. "Okay, I promise you, I will protect you." Su Zheng couldn't help but kissed Gu Xingxing's lips. The two came to Gu Xingxing's room lingeringly and spent the first night in their lives. End of this chapter.